What's up, Viv? How we doing tonight, bro?
What's up? Doing great, doing great. Excited to be here for another episode, as usual. And let's get started without further ado.
Yeah, without further ado, let's kick it off. Our first topic of the night, I think we're going to hold off on this one because I want to wait until Jay gets here. But this one is actually some guy that you brought up earlier. And you said that he was one of the best non-QB, best generational players of the past decade. Do you remember who you said?
Yeah, I said Julio Jones.
You got it. I made this graphic, and you're going to laugh at this Photoshop, and feel free to, because we're friends. You're more than welcome to. But a man can dream, right?
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Julio to Philly. One can only hope that for a couple of things. One, that he'll come there, and two, that he'll still be the Julio Jones we saw, or at least a little bit more of a, definitely not the Julio Jones we saw last year. Okay, we don't want that. We want like a shell of the Julio Jones we saw in Atlanta, because we know that he's well past his prime, and he's dealing with injuries and all that stuff. But he's still got some juice left in the tank. So if he goes to Philly, hopefully, if he goes to Philly, then maybe they can maximize that. And who knows? And maybe he can be a great mentor for Devontae Smith.
That was my thought, and I think that he would be a really good development for Jalen Hurts. How do you think that he would benefit Hurts?
Just one more target to throw to. You already have Devontae Smith. You already have Dallas Goedert. Miles Sanders, the pass catching back. But adding Julio just gives one more option to him, and just a guy that you can count on for the sticks.
And one thing too that I highlighted on UFD, or not UFD, 302 Birds. I haven't posted this video yet because I'm gonna make a video about this. But what I really wanted to say was Julio Jones is a 50-50 ball guy, whereas Devontae Smith is more of a route runner, deep threat, gonna scare you off the top, get separation, whereas Julio's just gonna moss you, or anything really, I should say, but mainly moss. So I think that that's a different kind of throw that you have to throw too. You know what I'm saying? There's a difference between a lob and a bullet. Devontae Smith is running mostly slants, getting separation, or posts, kind of hitting these routes tightly. Whereas Julio Jones just can run a streak and just go up if you lob it, and it's one-on-one coverage. You know what I mean? So I think that that's good for Hurts' development to be able to see the difference in that, because Nick Foles had that for us, which was huge. But at the end of the day, it's going to be really, really interesting to see where this guy goes. Do you have any other landing spots besides the Eagles of where you could see him going?
I could see. That's a good question. I would say Green Bay, but they don't have cap. I wouldn't rule it out of the question for him to make a homecoming, return back to Atlanta. At least that's what all my friends hope. But yeah, I could also maybe see Baltimore. They could use a vet receiver, develop Hollywood Brown, develop Rashad Bateman behind him as a mentor. Places like that. Maybe even Miami.
Is there anywhere where you would be shocked if he went? Any teams that maybe could maybe be a wild card to sign him? What if he went to a team like the Texans, or what if he went to I don't know, maybe the Lions? Did you say the Lions a second ago?
No, but the Lions would be a team that I could see getting him. But to be honest, I think that Julio at this point in his career, I think all those teams decide that he wants to win a championship. I think that he's at a stage of the career where he understands that, okay, you know what? I'm not going to be the best receiver in the league anymore. I'm not going to. I might not even be a top 10 receiver, but if I can make a contribution to winning a championship, that would be something else to add to my already impressive. So I wouldn't be surprised to see him end up on a championship. I wouldn't be surprised to see him end up on I don't know. It's a championship contender with a lot of cap space. The Chargers. I could see him on the Browns. I could see him. I could see him in a couple of places. I could see him, but I think it's more likely than not that he'll go to a championship contender, which is the same thing that OBJ did and Antonio Brown did in 2020. when he signed with Tampa Bay, and so I just see parallels there.
And speaking of free agents, Vib, there's another free agent that's I'm honestly kind of shocked that he hasn't signed anywhere yet. One of my favorite players in NFL history, the Honey Badger, Tyrann Mathieu. Obviously talks to the two teams up there. Where do you see this guy land him?
I'm not gonna lie, I see Las Vegas. I see a little bit of I see Las Vegas as a team with when a team, this is just a phenomenon that I've noticed whenever a team gets a big player like Devontae Adams, that a lot of other players will want to go there. And I feel that like they're building something, that they're building a better culture in Las Vegas after after they got Devontae Adams. They made the playoffs this year. Derek Carr played well. So I could see, and I could also even see him doing that just despite the Chiefs. But and also, I don't know if Baltimore did offer him a contract, but see, the thing is, he could say like, yo, okay, what would my role be in Baltimore? Just because they already have Chuck Clark and who else do they have? Deshaun Elliott, and so they could, and so he could just be like, okay, what's my role? Why do I want to possibly split with one of these players? Whereas I could be the star of the show and the anchor of the defense on the Las Vegas Raiders. So I see the Raiders.
Yeah, I think that the Honey Badger is honestly. I thought he was going to go to the Raiders. I thought him in black and silver was going to be sick. I thought that it fit his personality. He's kind of that bad boy presence. But I don't know about the Ravens being fully counted out because they do value the safety position. And we've seen that in past history. But also, besides that, I mean, Deshaun Elliott hasn't, as far as I know, did he re-sign with the Ravens officially? I didn't see anything.
I'm unsure. I'm unsure of that. Maybe they're waiting on the Tyrann Mathieu decision for that to happen.
That would be huge for them. And a team that honestly I wouldn't count out is teams that have cap, like maybe the Jets. I wouldn't be shocked if he went to a team like that. Like, I don't think at this point, and this might sound like a hot take, but I don't think that Tyrann Mathieu is trying to compete for a championship right now. You know what I mean? I think at this point in his career, he's won one. I think he's really looking to get a bag and like be comfortable. So like maybe somewhere where it's warm, because I don't think he's going to need a ton of money, but I think that he's looking for like a long-term deal, settle down somewhere where he can be comfortable or he feels loved. So I think that I like that he's taking his time is what I'm trying to say. I think that it's important to him.
No, yeah, you're right for sure about like the whole championship aspect. He already won in Kansas City, so I think that he at this point he's seeking money, and then maybe toward the end of his career he'll seek another championship. Who knows?
Yeah, who knows? It's gonna be real interesting. But moving on to our next topic. So, believe it or not, I put this graphic. I know you saw it earlier today. It all kind of happened really fast today. Matt Ryan to the Colts at 9 a.m. or 10 a.m. I think it was a rumor that he was going to get traded to the Colts that day. And then at noon, Adam Schefter said something. And then bam, 2 o'clock or 3 o'clock, it happened. He became a Colt for, what was it, a third-round pick?
Yep, third-round pick.
What are your thoughts on this? Is this a good fit? How are you feeling about the Colts organization?
Love the Colts organization. Love Jonathan Taylor. Love that offensive line. I think Michael Pittman's a really great receiver. He already kind of broke out this year, but I can't wait to see his progression in year 3. I think that the Colts could add it. I think the Colts can go out and add another receiver. The one thing I don't like about this move is just Matt Ryan's contract is huge, but I do feel like Matt Ryan is better than Carson Wentz, and I feel like he can play well enough to where the Colts can be good and at least make the playoffs. And if they do the right things in either this year or maybe even the next offseason, you go and get a receiver and you shore up that defense just a little bit, shore up the front seven a little bit, shore up what you lost in the secondary. You lost Rocky Yassin. You go out and get somebody else in the secondary. They already did a good. They actually did a good job of showing up the front seven by getting a weakened Dockway, but I'd say shore up the secondary, shore up the receiving core. You've got yourself a Super Bowl contender, even with Matt Ryan.
You're right. Like, I remember last week when Boda came on and Boda point blank said, you're wasting all this talent as an organization. You're wasting Darius Leonard. You're wasting Quentin Nelson. And he named all the great players. There's a lot of them on the Colts. DeForest Buckner. You're wasting all of these guys' time,
You can't be
their
wasting
potential.
players on great contracts. So
Yeah, and to bring a guy like Matt Ryan in, personally, I think is a slap in the face. No disrespect to Matt Ryan. He was an MVP, but Matt Ryan isn't what he used to be. And I think everybody knows that. It's like similar to the Phillip Rivers situation, where they just bring a guy in because they're like, maybe this guy can take us to the playoffs and maybe we can compete in the playoffs. And it's like, no, like just putting a mediocre QB in there is not going to save you. And even if it is, like, why do you want to go to the playoffs with a mediocre QB, get a mediocre draft pick, and not be able to rebuild your franchise? So personally, for me, I think that they should have drafted somebody, especially with all the teams that are going crazy right now at QB. Sit back, let whatever happens, and go out and draft somebody, because there's still somebody out there who we talked about earlier that I think we all thought was going to be a Colt. Like, what do you think about Baker Mayfield getting dissed in this situation?
I think Matt Ryan's better than Baker. I think Matt Ryan's better than Baker Mayfield. I would rather, if I were the Colts, I would take Matt Ryan in a heartbeat over Baker Mayfield. I don't. Now, I was talking earlier, you and I were talking earlier about like Baker Mayfield versus Sam Darnold. A lot of Sam Darnold critics, and they were right about this, so credit to them. A lot of Sam Darnold critics before the first season with the Panthers said, he has things that are beyond fixing point at this point. At this point in his career, he's done a couple of years in the league now, and he hasn't been able to fix these fundamental issues. The Jets are a problem, but he hasn't been able to fix these issues. Baker, on the other hand, should get less benefit of the doubt just because the Browns were a pretty good situation aside from, you have amazing receivers, but you still had a great offensive line. You had a good coach. You had Nick Chubb. And Baker has issues which are getting to the point that they can't fix. He does some things well, but I think that the issues are far too much for him to be a franchise quarterback at this point in his time. And so I don't think that the Colts should have gone out and gotten Baker.
Hey, great take, man. I agree. I think that Matt Ryan's better, like you said. I think Matt Ryan is not like a lot better, but I think Matt Ryan, even right now where he's at in his career, I think that Matt Ryan, honestly, this might be a hot take, but still have more upside to win a Super Bowl at least. Like Baker Mayfield, you said it earlier too, is at that point in his career of where he's done it, like third or fourth year, and it's just not working. I think Carson Wentz is there too. That's why I didn't really like that trade for the Commanders. I think that these guys have just been like mediocre, getting by, and they really, really aren't a guy that these teams think that they can fix. So we'll see what happens with Matt Ryan. But Baker Mayfield, the real question is where the hell does he go now? Because is there an option too that you think he just stays as a backup on that team? Because there is still a chance that maybe Deshaun Watson could get suspended a couple of games, right?
Well, he did request a trade, so Baker. So I don't think that he's staying with Cleveland. He could, but it's just not going to work out. There's going to be locker room problems. There's definitely going to be because Cleveland, before even getting rid of him, they already picked out his replacement. So and not to mention who did they just go? They just went and signed somebody too to back Watson up. Who did they sign? I'm forgetting.
I don't know. You're right. They did sign somebody, but yeah, he's got to be feeling like crap about himself.
Yeah, so Baker's not going to it's the same way that Jimmy G was when the 49ers drafted Trey Lance. To be honest, Brett Favre was when Packers drafted Aaron Rodgers. Just instead of drafting this time, you trade for a better quarterback. I think that Baker Mayfield knows and that like, okay, you know what, I might be here, but like but even if I am here, I'm as good as gone. So
Yeah. You asked both of these questions earlier. I don't know a ton about the NBA, so you're gonna have to go first for me here, Vib. But we're entering the home stretch of the season. You made a good point, and the NBA has added the play-in game. I do know that, and there will be 7 and 8 seeds. So, Mr. Vib, who do you got for each of these questions? Feel free. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me figure out how to
just
fix that.
one moment to pull up the standing. All right, perfect. All right. So right now in the East we have the 1 through 6 seeds are like the Heat, Bucks, Sixers, Celtics, Bulls, and Cavs. And then in the plan right now you have the Nets, Raptors, Hornets, and Hawks. I'm gonna say that the Nets and the Hawks make it to the playoffs, and that the Hornets and Raptors do. And in the East. And I think that the Nets will be the 7th seed and the Hawks will be the 8th seed. I think the play-in tournament for the East is going to stay as it is. For the West, though, um, I think so. Right now, the Timberwolves are tied with the Nuggets. They're playing the Mavs right now, actually, and I'm a Wolves fan, so go Wolves. Uh, and the Mavs are 1 game ahead of them. The West is really, really competitive, actually, aside from Phoenix, because Phoenix is 9 games ahead of Memphis, who's the 2 seed. So but everyone else is within like 7 games of each other from 2 to 7 seeds. So that just tells you how competitive the West is. But I think in the West that the Nuggets and the Clippers are going to make the playoffs as the 7 and 8 seed respectively, and I think that the Lakers and Pelicans will be.
Okay. Yeah, I think that adding this play-in tournament is honestly very, very interesting. So I'm looking at it right now, and I agree with you. The Lakers and the Pelicans, it looks like, will match off in the play-in tournament, which is going to be a nasty series. But give me the Lakers in that, and then it says Denver and the Clippers. Give me Denver. But then looking at the rest of the playoffs, the NBA playoffs is going to be really, really good this year. The Sixers, I'm really looking forward to seeing. But as far as my 7 and 8 seed, I think that the Nets are going to be at like maybe 7 or 6. So I could see them fluctuating there just because where they've been on this season. And then I'm also looking at like the 8 seed for the East and the West. And it's like the Lakers, maybe if they get good. I think that the Nuggets, if they get slow, there's just going to be a lot of moving pieces in the NBA heading into the playoffs. And it's going to be a lot of fun to see where these teams make out. Hopefully my Sixers make a run, but we'll see what will happen.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see how Harden plays in the playoffs.
Where are your Timberwolves at? What seed are you guys currently sitting at? 6?
We're the 6th seed, and we play the Mavs, or we're playing the Mavs right now. We're actually up 6, and it's the end of the first quarter. But I really, really hope that. See, here's the thing. I would not mind a playoff matchup with Memphis. I wouldn't mind a playoff matchup with Utah. Wouldn't mind a playoff matchup with Dallas. I would mind a playoff matchup with. I mean, if Curry's there, I would mind a playoff matchup with the Warriors. I think that the Nuggets are a team. So I mean, well, I don't think that we'll end up playing the Nuggets in the playoffs unless like we make it past the first round. But the Nuggets are a team to watch out for in the playoffs because they've underachieved a little bit in the regular season, but Jamal Murray is healthy by playoffs and Michael Porter Jr. is healthy by the year. So I think that the Wolves, if we can get a matchup with Memphis, Utah, or Dallas, then that would be ideal. I don't think we'll get Dallas unless like we win out or something like that, and they just stay where they are. But I would really love Memphis or Utah.
Moving on, yeah, I think that the play-in, I love the idea of it. I love where the NBA's head is at. This topic we can spend a little bit of time on just while we wait for Jay. But your boy, he's out of your division. He's going to the Raiders. I know that you're joyous now because you do not have to see this guy twice a year. Take it away, Viv. How do you think that Taze Newtown is going to go?
We don't have to watch this guy shit all over our defense for like, literally, he owns us every single time he plays it. He has like a career. Like if you look up like Devontae Adams' career best, it'll be against the Vikings, and he drops like 2 touchdowns on us. Like he'll drop like 100 yards and 2 touchdowns on us every single game. It's unreal, unreal. He's a Hall of Fame talent. He'll go down as one of the best receivers to ever play the game, best route runner in football, top 3 hands in football. Derek Carr and him already got that college connection. This is going to be even better. We saw what Derek Carr and Amari Cooper were like from 2015 through 2017. This is going to be even better than that. I promise you. Even better. I feel like Devontae Adams can do more and just gets open so easily. And if you have 2 guys that can get open so easily in Devontae Adams and Darren Waller, then I mean that's you're kind of set. You have the best receiver in football in the top 3 tight ends in football. Both of them run excellent routes. Both of them have excellent hands. That just do everything well. And so I'm excited to watch the Raiders.
Yeah, the Raiders are really, really putting some money into that division, which is interesting because you would think that they would just be like, all right, let's give up on Derek Carr. The Chiefs are amazing. The Broncos are amazing. Let's just give up on Derek Carr. Let's go in rebuild mode. And they said, you know what? Screw that. We're staying. We're building. We're going to go get Chandler Jones. We're going to go get Devontae Adams. We're going to get Derek Carr some more weapons. So that offense is going to be Hunter Renfrow, Derek Carr, Josh Jacobs, Devontae Adams, and freaking Darren Waller. And like you said, Viv, that was a very good point about Amari Cooper, ACDC, or whatever they used to call them. I remember they used to have that connection. I thought that was cool. But this is going to be awesome for Raiders fans because Raiders fans have a little bit of PTSD when it comes to wide receivers, especially big name free agent wide receivers. We remember what happened last time they got a big name free agent wide receiver. He went in a cryotherapy, whatever, and froze his feet and ended up punching the GM, Mike Mayock, in the face.
Okay. He threatened to hit Mike Mayock. And then he had to, funny story, he actually had to get restrained by none other than Vontaze Burfict.
Yeah. So exactly. I mean, Vontaze Burfict holding back AB. Just imagine how weird that looks, number one. But then number 2, Devontae Adams is a Las Vegas Raider. I'm really, really excited to see this guy come back. I think that it's going to be a good move, like you pointed out, Viv, with the college connection. And I think that it's going to really open up the offense. I just think that it's really cool to see that the Raiders are pumping money into that team, even with all the good teams in the division.
Yeah, absolutely. They know that I think they would rather do this than take the high road and rebuild and maybe be good in 5 years. I think that you're maximizing your chance to win. Even in 5 years, you've still maximized your chance to win more than you would have by rebuilding. Because when you rebuild, you take chances on picks, and so you take chances on picks. A lot of unknowns in there. And you just don't know how and you could say this for any player, you just don't know how they're going to pan out. But if you go out and you say F it and you say you want to get proven players, the Raiders saw the Rams' strategy and replicated that, and that is very admirable.
Yeah, I think that you're right. Like it's scary strategy.
Yeah. A lot of people will like and even I commend the Browns for trading for Watson. Give up those picks, trade for Watson. They're too good of a team to fall in like the top, even like 15 of picks. Okay, or I'd say the lowest pick you might get is like, I don't know, 14, 13. And like that's still not ideal where you want to be for a rebuild. So you go out, you trade those picks for an amazing player, and you go into it now.
Yeah, I really, really am going to like to watch this combo between Darren Waller and Devontae Adams. They have like 2 of the most physical, awesome wide receiver, tight end combo. Probably the best wide out combo in the league. And Deebo Samuel and George Kittle's up there. There are some good Travis Kelce, Tyreek Hill. There are some good combos, but I think that there's a new sheriff in town, a new Tay in town, and that guy and Darren Waller are the new best wide receiver tight end combo. What better way to give Derek Carr a nice kiss and thank him for everything that he's done, rather than tearing down the franchise, saying, let's give up. Russell Wilson goes to the Broncos. The Chiefs are amazing, and the Chargers got Khalil Mack and Joey Bosa. Nope. They say, you know what? We're going to go get Chandler Jones, put some pressure on all those guys, and we're going to give you a special and get you your college buddy, Devontae Adams. This is going to be a slam dunk. I'm so excited for this.
Yeah, 100%.
I guess that we'll just keep moving on. I'm not sure if Jay's all right. I hope that he's okay. But anyway, we can just move on to this topic and talk about it because I know it's something that you and I have been wanting to talk about the whole show. But freaking Urban Meyer, what is this guy on? You want to just say it? Give him the Stephen A. Smith vid. Let him know what you usually say.
The weed.
How do you does not know who freaking the best?
How do you know? This dude is the best. The best or second best. I said Julio is also in contention for that. But the best or second best non-quarterback of the last decade. This guy is a generational, once in a lifetime talent that we're probably never going to see, like ever, a defensive player like him. And Urban Meyer's like, who is he? Bro. That's all I gotta say. I can't. I'm speechless. I was speechless when I saw this. I still am.
Can you just imagine? There were a couple other players too. Like I think one of them they said was Jamal Adams. Do you remember the third guy that he didn't know?
No, I don't.
It was some also generational player of like I'm not saying Jamal Adams is generational. Before you guys get pissed.
Jamal Adams is too talented not to know who he is.
Exactly. You exactly get what I'm saying. So, I mean, like Viv said, he said it perfectly a second ago. Stay off the weed. Like, this guy is just freaking on another planet. It tells you he wasn't even paying attention really to his job. He just probably liked saying to girls in the bar, yeah, I'm the coach of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Yeah, I have that title. That's me. I'm the coach. You know what I mean? Like, this man is a freak. He's a freak, and it tells you that he wasn't paying attention to his job, and he just liked the label of being the coach, and, he really had no clue what he was doing. I didn't think it was this bad. This is pretty freaking bad.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's horrendous. It's horrendous. Like coaches and players will have to have standards, and if you're like you can't be setting as a coach. You have to set your standards for your players, and that's why Jacksonville's culture is just horrible. And so it's a career death trap. I felt so bad. I mean, I had very, very big doubts about Urban Meyer going into the season. I didn't think that he would be good. I thought that if he looked good, it would be because of Trevor Lawrence. But even then, he looked horrible. So it's like I don't even know if he's built for college. To be at this point, I don't know if he's built for.
You think he can even be built for high school at that point? Like, if you can't identify Aaron Donald, I mean, look at the freaking guy, Viv. I mean, if you can't identify this freaking physical specimen, how are you going to be able to identify high schoolers?
I identified talent when he was recruiting people to Ohio State and Florida. I'm genuinely curious.
It's freaking just baffling to see that this guy got by that long and didn't know things like this. Like, this guy is generational, centennial. I think NFL wide, this guy is probably, at least in the top 3 best defensive tackles of all time, if not the best, arguably. I mean, there are a couple guys that you can put him in the label, and he sits there and he goes,
you can only put 2 guys above him, me, Joe Green, and
yep.
That's it.
Yep. That's exactly right. That's exactly why I had in my head too. So it's like just thinking in my head, like, you weren't alive, or, you were maybe, but you didn't really comprehend who those guys were in that time. And you can't identify Aaron Donald, like, greatness in front of you like this. Like, whew. Like, you can't even coach college, like you said, Viv. I mean, it is just baffling to see how stupid this guy was.
Yeah, 100%. And
so moving on to our next topic. There's still plenty of free agent players in general out there. Who do you really think that you would like to see? Maybe your team sign, or who do you think? Now, obviously, a couple of them have gotten signed since I made this graphic, so I apologize this morning. This day in the NFL is pretty good. But, I mean, there's still plenty of guys out there on your screen. Anybody that you want to see your team sign, that you want to see go to any destination specifically? What are your thoughts?
Gilmore hasn't gotten signed yet, has he?
I don't believe so.
I didn't see anything about him getting signed. I would love if I would love anyone off this list or just these five on the graphic here. I would love Stephon Gilmore. You know, he's up. He's getting older, but like Stephon Gilmore's like that. It's still Stephon Gilmore. So and that's honestly better than. I mean, I love Pat Pete. He was pretty good for us last year, but we have not had a true, really good corner since prime Xavier Rhodes. So that's been a couple years. That's been 2018. That's the last time we had a true shutdown corner. And so, I would love to have Stephon Gilmore on a team, just for the purpose of, you have a cornerback who still has some juice and also can develop the young guys. Bobby Wagner, I don't know if I'd exactly want to sign. I don't think it would really make much sense considering that we already signed Jordan Hicks. And I think just really we could use like a free agent cornerback or safety. I mean, Matthew's out of the ruling for safety. Marcus Williams is out of the ruling for safety. But yeah, free agent secondary.
Yeah, there's still plenty of good name guys up here. I mean, I think that it's a shocker that some of them, like you said, Vib, like it's Stephon Gilmore. How are no teams like not being like, I need this guy, I want this guy. So you look at Gilmore, you look at Wagner, Odell Beckham, top tier wide receiver. I mean, I know he got injured again, but that catch in the Super Bowl, this guy can bounce back and he wants to play. He's passionate. Leonard Fournette's still out there, Terran Armstead. I mean, a lot of these guys, we kind of have an idea where they might go, but there's still plenty of guys on your screen that don't have a home yet. Julio Jones, Tyrann Mathieu, guys that are game changers still. I mean, they might be a little bit older, or they might be coming off an injury, or they might still be a question mark, but there's still plenty of guys who have proven in the NFL in recent years that they can play at a very high level and succeed for their team and put them in a championship contending position. So honestly, for me, I mean, if I'm an Eagles fan, I'll tell you who I want off this list. I really want Gilmore too, like you, Viv. I think everybody wants him. I would love Odell. We get what's his name? Zach Pascal today? Nah, fuck him. I don't want him. I want Odell Beckham. I want us to draft somebody then. Leonard Fournette would be cool, but we really don't need him with Jordan Howard. And really, really, who's on the top of my wish list is Tyrann Mathieu. But I don't think that that would happen. If that would happen, I would dye my hair pink or something. I don't know.
Dye your hair pink. That was pretty funny. But to be honest, I mean, I definitely do like that. I'm surprised that nobody, with the way OBJ played with the Rams, I'm surprised nobody signed OBJ.
Yeah.
I think that's the, yes, he is injured. Yes, he did get injured in the Super Bowl. Yes, his road to recovery is probably going to be through the season. Might even be the whole season. We don't know because those types of injuries are serious. But I wouldn't mind like a 2-3 year contract if I was a team looking for a receiver. Even the Colts could use OBJ. Ravens. I could see OBJ going to the Ravens. He could come back to the Rams. I mean,
what do you think about this, Vib?
Baker to Seattle. Depending on how much they would have to give. If they gave a small price, sure. I mean, if you're Seattle, you're looking to blow the whole thing up. I mean, you've already blown the whole thing up. You traded Russell Wilson, so you're just looking to, just have somebody there to maybe win you a couple games, but like you're not really don't really have much expectations. So if the price is low, trade for Baker.
Yeah, there's still a lot of pieces out there. I just don't know. Like, I think this is fair to say. I don't know. Let me ask you, in your opinion, you're a diehard NFL fan like me. This has probably been one of the craziest free agencies, probably in the past 5 years, I would say, at least for me. What do you think?
100%. We haven't seen this like major or such like major events happening. We haven't seen like a trade go down like Devontae Adams, Russell was. Think about it. Devontae Adams, Russell Wilson, and Deshaun Watson got traded in the same offseason. We have not seen an offseason like that in a while. I don't remember last offseason.
That's facts, man. I mean, it's been insane. It's been insane off season.
I thought last offseason was really, really insane, you know, with the Rodgers situation, with even the Watson situation back then. You know, the last year's draft was insane, for sure. I thought, what's up, Jay?
What up? What up?
Bro,
How are
I
you
see
guys
you. You
doing?
don't have to. If you're in like a place where you can't be, you're all right. You don't have to come through. But I'm glad that you came through. Look at how much this guy cares about your podcast, guys. This guy loves you guys. Look at him. He's out here. He's grinding. He's hustling. Anything he can do for you guys.
Hey, all I want to say is,
How you
much
doing,
love to
handsome?
everyone. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we can hear you. Cool.
We can hear you loud
All
and
right,
clear.
cool.
You came
Oh,
just
y'all
in
sound like
time for your
Mickey Mouse.
favorite QB. It's like fate. It's like literally fate, Jay. I swear to God, because the gods knew that we were talking about this man.
Oh yeah.
And you came just in time. And you even got that background that tells me you're a Browns fan now, bro. So why don't you take it away for us and tell us, are the Browns a Super Bowl lock in your opinion, Jay?
So the Browns just acquired themselves a top 20 quarterback. Maybe top 25, depending on your opinion of the guy. I mean, I have him right. I actually moved him. It's kind of stupid, but I moved him above Davis Mills on my list, and I think I have him right behind Jimmy G or something like that. I give the list out.
God.
So yeah, right above Marcus Mariota. But anyway, yeah, I think Nick Chubb though. Nick Chubb is like a top 5 running back in my opinion. So that's pretty legit. Amari Cooper, top 15 wide receiver easily. So the Browns, not a Super Bowl team in my opinion, but they might maybe squeak into the wild card. Yeah, I do not see. And just so you know, guys, y'all sound like Mickey Mouse for some reason. So I might have to come back out and back in because I can't hear everything. But freaking Viv, I know he's saying something right now. But Deshaun Watson, yeah, he's not the guy. Super Bowl lock, no. Playoff lock, no. But I think that the AFC is super tough. The Ravens will win the North this year. The Bengals will probably finish second. The Browns will finish third. And the Browns, I don't think they're going to get in because the AFC West is too stacked. And we're going to have the Raiders, Chiefs, and the Broncos probably taking those wild card spots. So I don't really see the Browns getting even in the playoffs. That's just my opinion. I don't see them in the playoffs. I don't know. They won 4 games with Deshaun Watson. I mean, the Browns won like 0 games once. Deshaun Watson won 4 games with the Texans. So you put him on that team, equals out to what, maybe like an average of 2 wins, 3 wins. So I think they'll get more than that. I see him at like about 7 or 8. But yeah, that's about it.
All right, bet. And I got you. If you want to try to fix your connection, I'll add you when you come back. That was funny as shit. What do you think, Viv? Do you think that these guys are a Super Bowl lock, Super Bowl contender? What are your thoughts?
Lock? No. Contender? Yes, absolutely. I think adding a player of the caliber of Deshaun Watson just elevates the play of the whole team significantly. You know, I think he does nearly everything well. You can't really find me that much of a weakness in his game. Occasionally, he'll hold on to the ball a little bit too long and take a sack. Like he was the most sacked quarterback I think him or Russell Wilson was the most sacked quarterback in the NFL over like the span of like 2017 through 2020. But you know, he does so many things well. He's like he is in the upper elite echelon of quarterbacks. He hasn't played in a year, so there's the concern. But in terms of his play, I really don't see a flaw.
Yeah, I mean, and the thing that shocks me is nobody has really talked about Amari Cooper. I mean, that guy, adding him, I think definitely helps because they got rid of OBJ. But at the end of the day, adding somebody like Amari Cooper to help Deshaun Watson, and then you put a top 15 wide receiver with a top 5 QB, sorry, Jay, and then a top 3 running back. It's going to be really, really scary next year in Cleveland. And everybody in Warzone And Jay remembers this summer in our fantasy draft would laugh at me because I was super high on the Browns. I would always be like, oh, the Browns are going to the Super Bowl this year. This is their year. I love the Browns. Baker Mayfield's that guy. He's got swagger. And you know what the Browns did? They made me look like an idiot. And there's one thing that I hate in this world, and that's getting made look like an idiot. So thank you for that, Cleveland. Mwah. Super Bowl lock. I mean, yeah, let's go. I mean, I'm hopping back on the train. I'm back on Cleveland. I'm sorry for everything that I just said to you.
I'm sorry,
baby. Come back.
Without an L.
I'm rocking out with the Browns this year.
Hey, dog, you thought they made you look stupid before. It's gonna be real bad this year with Deshaun Watson under center. It's gonna be real bad because Amari Cooper's gonna make them look good though. Those 50-50 balls where they're like it should be a pick. Amari Cooper at least make it a incomplete pass or even a completion in traffic. So you have that going for you, but. Yeah, I have Jalen Hurts right now at 13, and Deshaun Watson, I think, because Mike convinced me that he was a top 20 quarterback, I think I put him at like 17 or something like that, just so you guys know. So, no hate, but Jalen Hurts over Deshaun Watson, and yeah, but it's improving over Baker, though, so you got that.
Look at Vib. He doesn't even want to face you right now. What are you thinking about what this man just said, Vib?
My man said, all right, I'm going to put him at 17 over Baker Mayfield, but not top 15.
Yep. I dropped Kirk Cousins to like 12, though. My fault, Viv, because Derek Carr got Devontae now. I had to put him up to like 10 or 11. So
Fair enough. I mean, I myself have Kirk at like 11 or 12. So.
Okay. We're on the same page.
I mean, Deshaun Watson's generation. I mean, it's understandable to not like the guy. You know, I have my own concerns, but like, generation.
Do you think there's a chance that he gets suspended this year for a couple of games? Even after everything gets dismissed, because there's still a lot of cases out there against him. Like, is it over for the Browns? Like, do they keep Baker and just plop his ass on the bench and say, hey, in case Watson goes down, then you get to play again and grab your nuts and go out there and have fun? What do you think, Vib? You think that there's any chance of that?
I don't think Baker's staying around. I think that Baker himself knows that he's gone. That's why he requested trade. And if they sign somebody else, there's not really a point of having him in the roster. If they want to plug somebody in as a backup, they can make his job really easy. Just give the ball to Nick Chubb 30 times a game.
All right. And Jay, you want to take us home with your final thoughts on this topic?
Yeah, I have a few. The reason why I wouldn't keep Baker Mayfield, just to touch on that, is because I think Deshaun Watson eventually will get benched this season. But what's the point of benching Geno Smith if you have Geno Smith to replace Geno Smith? You know what I'm saying? It makes no sense. So it's not a good.
I think Deshaun Watson will eventually get benched this season. End quote. Keep going though, Jay. I'm sorry.
No, that was good. We can even. Well, I do want to say suspension. I mean, I think that there could be like a 4-game suspension this season for Deshaun Watson because we did. I don't see him. This is the thing that I will say. It is perspective because if he is a top 5 quarterback, if for whatever reason he balls out and he's that guy, there's no suspension for a top 5 quarterback. Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers, like Patrick Mahomes, they can kind of do anything. They're not going to get suspended. But if he's not a top 5 quarterback and he's like what I think he's like 15, I think he should get suspended 4 games for what he did. That stuff shouldn't just slide. But that's what we'll see. So we'll see how good the NFL thinks he is by what suspension he gets this season. So that's what I'll say.
No, that's facts. And then moving on to our final topic of the night, guys. This is going to be something a little bit fun. So for all you sports fans watching, hopefully this entertains you guys. I think that it will. We all love movies in here, probably like a lot of you guys, and that's why I want to ask everybody, if you could only keep one out of these 5 movies, or any really sports superhero, that's kind of our theme of the night movie, what movie would you keep, and why? So we'll kick it up to Mr. J Fly. I'm sorry to put you on the spot. I'll read them out to you first so you can get a good idea, but we got the original Avengers, we got The Dark Knight with Batman, the good one, Captain America, Winter Soldier, Spider-Man No Way Home, which, anyway, and then Batman Begins. We all remember seeing that one, I think, as a kid. Everybody kind of remembers where they were. So at home, you guys can let us know in the chat, in the comments, if you could pick one of these movies, what would it be and why? And I will kick it to our very own Mr. J5. What do you got?
So, I mean, The Dark Knight is a classic. Heath Ledger, that movie. I mean, so many quotes from that movie. Like, I'll still watch it and be like, are you serious or why so serious? Actually, it's not that good if I don't remember the quote. But anyway, but I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go with the homie Spidey Dalt. You know what I'm saying? Because I think that the only thing that movie missed, you had Tobey Maguire, you had Andrew Garfield, you had Tom Holland. But if they would have brought Spidey Dalt Holland in that movie, I would have been going nuts in the theater. That would have been one of my favorite movies of all time. I wanted to see it happen. I was waiting in that last scene when they were on that like little thing. I'm talking about, like, where's Spidey Dope? But anyway, no, I'm gonna go with Spider-Man: Far From Home because that movie was great. Zendaya was looking good.
Hey!
I mean, I didn't really think she. I'm not. I mean, first of all, I don't judge women based on their looks and all that. You know what I'm saying? All that. But what I'm saying is, I didn't really think she was like really cute, and I seen that movie and I'm like, dang, like she could hit my line at any time. But she was looking good in that movie. But anyway, yeah, so I'm gonna go Spider-Man: Far From Home because I didn't really like the Avengers was all right, that first one. Never seen Batman Begins, honestly, so probably don't care about it. Don't really like Batman that much. The Joker was cool, and Winter Soldier was all right. But yeah, Spider-Man. I'm going with my guy Spidey.
Spidey Doll.
Let's get it.
That was the best compliment. I don't know if you can see me real quick before we kick it to you, Viv, but I'm crying a little bit, Jay. Thank you. That's my dream right there, to be a Marvel actor for Spider-Man. But anyway, what do you got, Viv? Which of these movies, if you could only pick one, or any Spider-Man or any superhero movie?
First of all, just everyone that's watching, if you like DC over Marvel, you're objectively wrong. So
Facts.
That is facts.
Please stop watching and immediately unsubscribe from our podcast. No, I'm just kidding. By the way, I don't judge. But I'm not gonna lie. I did like The Dark Knight. I didn't like Batman Begins, and I mean, Winter Soldier's okay, but I definitely, if I were to pick, I would. I want to keep two, but I know I can only keep one. So I'm also have to agree with Jay and go with Spider-Man.
Oh, wow. You guys.
Zendaya has she's powerful. Zendaya is powerful, man. Look what she does to us.
Look, Viv's smiling. He doesn't want to admit it, but he knows deep down that he thinks it because, yeah, he's like, I want to be a gentleman, but at the same time, he's like, Jay makes a good point about Zendaya.
If Zendaya hits your line right now, you're not picking up? You're not picking up this line right now? I am picking up and leaving the podcast if she calls right now. I see it pop up on the answer, and I'm like, sorry, guys. I'm picking up the phone call. Love y'all.
You better get her to come on the podcast then, and then
you better get her on the podcast.
She's gonna kick my ass though, because you know what? Both of you guys said Spider-Man, and before the podcast, you know what my answer was? Spider-Man, because I'm a Spider-Man fan. Spider-Man's my favorite movie. But I got to play devil's advocate because on this podcast, we got to give you guys the varieties. So what I would say, if I had to pick one of these movies after Spider-Man, I mean, it's got to be between Batman Begins, but it's really The Dark Knight. I mean, Batman Begins, I just remember I saw it in the movie theaters in like 2005 or whatever. I was a kid. And I just remember how cool that was to see Batman like that. But if I had to pick a movie, I would probably say after Spider-Man, because I agree with you both, unfortunately. But I would have to say The Dark Knight. The Dark Knight was so freaking good in 2008 when I saw that. That movie was a cinematic masterpiece. I think that it was Jack Nicholson playing the Joker in that. Was it? Am I right?
I have no idea.
I think that it was.
I didn't see. I've only seen Dark Knight though.
So it was Heath Ledger. I'm sorry. Anyway, he did a great job in it. Morgan Freeman, believe it or not, is in the movie as like a Lucius Fox. You got Two-Face that was in it. You got James Gordon. Christian Bale, I thought, did a great job as the Batman in The Dark Knight. So there's so many moving pieces in that movie. And then they had the trilogy. I remember I was in a movie theater with my friend. I was younger. They like bring out a scene with the Catwoman, and we're like 13 or 14 at this point, and this kid just goes like this. And I'm like, bro, your mom isn't here. Like, what are you doing? Like, appreciate this. But anyway, yeah, I was a youngin' then. And that's just my immediate thought whenever I think of The Dark Knight. I just think that that's a funny story. But there's a lot of good
Zendaya.
choices on there.
Oh,
Zendaya over Halle Berry. I'm sorry to say, y'all. I know no one will agree with me. This is like my Deshaun Watson take, but Zendaya over Halle Berry. Hey, I will say this. I want to give a quote to Dalt because I see what he's wearing. That's what he's wearing. And there's a saying around my parts. It's the North Face gets you South Face. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to Dalt, man, styling on us right now. I got the polo on though. You know what I'm saying, Ralph? You feel
No,
me?
you always look fresh, handsome, and
Shout out
wealthy.
to Dalt.
Yep.
Something like that.
Something.
Yeah. Shout out to Dalt. Hey, but yeah, Heath Ledger. He's a legend. Rest in peace.
Half burning that bag is looking fresh. So.
Hey, well, I appreciate the both
I'm
of
at
you.
work right now.
Hey, well, we appreciate you for coming on from any place. I mean, on that note, I don't want to keep you too long, Jay. And I mean, we got to wrap up anyway. But do you want to give Zendaya your number or anything, or say anything on the outro note?
All you really gotta do is just tell him like, "Yo, I need to hit up J-Fly," and you'll find a way to get to me. You'll find a way to reach me. That's it. But anyway, we hit the outro though. Shout out to Zendaya. Shout out to all the beautiful women out here that's watching. I know there's a lot of them. We got a lot of beautiful followers. But I'll see y'all soon. Much love.
Hey, Jay's number is 8675308.